So FY26 has been a landmark year for the automotive industry, and it has been across all the categories. Uh, After nearly 7 years, after FY 2019, we have seen that each category has posted its highest ever numbers, and that is coming therefore after 7 years. And this has, and also, export for all the categories have also been remarkable this year. Most of them have been highest ever again. And the growth rates, let's take for example, for passenger vehicle and the commercial vehicle in exports has been about 17%, whereas for three-wheelers it has been more than 50%, and for two-wheelers it is about 24%. So very strong growth for exports. And if you really see the underlying reasons for both domestic and export, in domestic, auto industry, it was a tale of two halves. The first half was muted with all the headwinds that we were seeing from the demand side, whereas GST 2.0 came as a big boost to the industry, and all the categories posted very strong double-digit growths, and therefore the year ended with what otherwise could have been a single digit, very low single digit, or even a decline for different sectors, ended up with a very strong near 10% plus growth. For passenger vehicle, it was 8%. For commercial vehicle, 12%. For two-wheelers and three-wheelers also, it was all double digit. So it has been GST as the single biggest factor for driving this kind of a growth. As far as exports are concerned, as I said, different categories have posted, different numbers, but definitely the acceptance of the Indian-made products are gaining high acceptance in the international markets, and also the rupee depreciation has been a tailwind. So West Asia crisis, which has started, now more than a month now, has definitely created some stress on the supply side, and therefore there's a lot of close coordination that is required. Also, dependence on LPG for certain processes in the auto industry. Let's say, for example, paint or a heat treatment. There are different ways that auto manufacturers are, finding out to reduce the consumption, at the same time moving alternate processes where the LPG dependence can be less. Also, connection of PNG both for supplier side as well as the OEM side is being done to overcome this crisis on the LPG side, because, of course, the first priority is being given to the domestic consumers as far as LPG is concerned. The freight rates have gone up because of the uncertainties around the shipments, and longer routes are being taken to get both parts imported as well as exporting. Uh, Full vehicles from India has to go through a longer route. So definitely on the logistics side, there is a clear disruption that is being seen. So if this crisis goes for long, definitely it will have a significant headwind for the growth. But so far, as I said, the fundamentals and underlying reasons for drove growth in H2 of last financial year remains, and therefore on one side there is a level of optimism that we have because of what we have seen in the jump in demand in the last 6 months. But on the other side, there is some level of precarious situation that we see because of the West Asia crisis. So we'll have to very closely watch how this is going to really pan out for the industry. Definitely, it has also implication on cost of components, especially for petroleum-based components and parts, but also because of components like aluminum and all, where there is some dependence on Mid East countries for high-grade aluminum. So yes, a lot of things that we are tracking very closely, and we can only hope that this war ends as fast as possible. There are multiple things which will happen. People will learn how to manage resources more efficiently. As I said that when this whole issue of propane supply or LPG supply became evident, all of us found ways to become more efficient in consumption. So that change is definitely one is going to see. On your question, whether this will also drive significant transition to EVs, we'll have to wait and watch. But definitely, this has triggered a significant rise in consideration for electric vehicles. People are now, who are not thinking buying electric vehicles, are definitely curious to know more about it, given that they fear the uncertainty on availability itself. apart from the fuel price that might increase. So we are already seeing, and we definitely see that this will have a favorable impact on electric vehicles. As I said that any policy on the EV side which comes out is favorable for the faster penetration and acceleration of penetration in electric vehicles. Uh, our view has been that this should be driven by overcoming barriers to policy interventions. And when I say barriers, I am talking about the price barrier, I'm talking about the charging infra availability, and I think SIAM is of strong view that there should be greater focus on enablers of this nature, and one should avoid, going through the routes of mandates or bans. Is general view inside SIAM, but this is something which is uh, still to be deliberated in detail because the draft policy has just come within SIAM. But that would be the top of the mind, the response to your question. Not yet. I have not seen this coming out significantly, but early sign where suppliers have reported that their workers have gone back to their homes and all, but that might also be for the reason of summer vacation of their children and also because of marriage season in those regions. But we don't know exactly what reason. But some early signs of some of the suppliers reporting that.